Welcome to Let's Sustain a City Through a Food Shortage. And this is just the introduction. We're going to go ahead and talk about, in this series, ideas I have for gaining more food, for where to, in this city, find places to raise crops, both in the winter and in the spring and summer and traditional growing season, and how to find food, meat and whatnot, and how to use that food, and all that good stuff. I'm going to talk about ways to also use the waste, human waste and pet waste and whatnot. So I'm going to talk about all that in this series, and let's get started. Now what you're looking at here is a patch of grass on the road. Because there's so much pollution from cars and whatnot, you don't want to grow food here, and you don't want to grow anything that can be used to feed, like chickens or anything like that, because you get something called bioaccumulation, which is when pollutants build up in the food. So you don't want to do anything like that here, but what you could do is, this is for the city to consider, is section off an area and have it set up where you can have this kind of grass-like material filter out urine, liquid waste for the city, and then you could harvest the grass to compost and put it on other soil for just the regular, and that'll help break it down. And then you can put the soil into the compost over soil. The soil will help accumulate worms and whatnot, and the worms can be used for food and other things. If not food, they can be thrown in for fish, to chum fish, to feed fish in ponds, just so they can grow bigger. I know I talked about bioaccumulation, but by that stage, it's a little bit broken down. So, yeah, it's not as bad then, but you also have to be careful about bioaccumulation and whatnot. But just something you can do. Also, what you can do here in places like that is you can actually use transpiration. You can grow something in the summer that has a lot of leaves and put like a plastic bag around the leaves, or if the plant's non-toxic, and it'll filter out some of the extra water and produce fresh, clean water. It'll have to be, boiled and stuff, and just make sure it's good, but it'll help produce clean water to help produce enough drinking water and whatnot. But that's just something you can do. Anyway, that's just an idea I had. And for the solid waste, you just build a bioreactor, which will produce methane and control in a closed area, closed container, which can be used for cooking and heating purposes. So that's how we can use our waste to generate heat and water in the main time when fuel may not be available. And there'll just be a way to help ourselves out in the event of a fuel shortage or a food shortage.